So friends, this is a cold start on the 800. I haven't had this 800 out for quite a while, actually, like quite a while. It's gonna definitely need a choke. It was dry of fuel, but it's a good saw. Yeah, see what I mean? It is a good saw. Yeah, I really like it. It runs great. The carb on that thing, friends, it just, like, it hasn't fired in months, friends. Honestly, I haven't ran it. That's the ProMag 800. It's smooth. It doesn't have, that wind came up. It doesn't have the gumption that the other ones have. So this is what's left on this chain. You can see it. It's really not. You can see it there? There's not much left. And there's a tooth missing right there. So this chain is not to be desired. Like I'm actually on the line. Here, can you guys, let's do this. Yeah, see? Come on, sweetheart, focus in. Don't be afraid. There you go. See, I'm actually on the line. Where'd you go? Right there. Yeah, so she's gotten pretty good. You know, yeah, we got a little hook going there. Nothing extravagant, just nice and normal. Right there. Yeah. It's okay. Could be hungrier, but it doesn't have a ton of power.
Well, here we are at BUCKI'N'STOCK 2018.
Back there anymore, and it's almost there, and you're like, man, get the undercut a little straight. What it does is it literally falls down on itself. That freaking tree, when I did that first tickle, I saw it. You guys, you gotta look at the crowns. Look at the crowns when you're tipping wood. Stop looking at the curve. I'm guilty of it, we're all guilty of it. It's easier to look at our saws and go, right on. No, it ain't right on. It's right on when you go, oh yeah, baby! Come on, baby! Right? So I slipped that undercut in, And I thought, yes. And Victor's way back. He's going, now. That ain't coming, Bucket. It's coming. It's coming. And he starts going off. You hear his voice sound like a little girl that got fell down. He's coming. So I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. This is working. So, but this is the most important part of this. It wasn't just me cleaning out that undercut and caving it in on itself. It's this cut that I'm telling you about where we chip the top off and we create that little chunk, because as that tree starts coming, I can't tell you that when it convexes and starts going, it's pushing fiber. It's going to change things up. But if it's just folding and just you're walking it in there, so each time I scrape that undercut, okay, it moved. I thought, excellent. Well, I need to create more room for more travel because it's hardwood. It's the sap's running. I thought it was going to be a little poppier than it was, but it actually happened to be in that 2-week window where you can do a lot with wood. It's only for about 2 weeks for us, and then things change. It really starts jumping and popping. I'm talking about sap run, okay, hardwood. So I was amazed. I thought, this is cool, but it's still going to bust off. At least it's coming. Well, you seen this whole process, eh? Like when I was done, I stepped back and went, oh, you got to be kidding me. I said, no way, it's going. I was amazed. And it literally, so, but the most important part of that was, if I can say anything, was looking at your crowns. I would have known none of that if I was looking at my curve. I would have known none of it. I probably would have broke the tree off and it wouldn't have been a problem because that was my initial plan, just throw it into the timber. But I thought we'd have some fun. And that tree, each time I tickled the undercut, I came in on top again. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And I broke that off again. So I made it wasn't convex. It wasn't like a little angle. It was that thing I talked about, that chunk. So it continued to fold and fold and fold. And then when it started to move and not stop moving, I had already made sure that my direction, it was going. So what that tree literally did was come out from behind wood. It came out from behind and it literally almost stayed on course. I don't have much faith in this tree. Okay. It's gonna get hung up. Look at it, friends. But I have a plan. Look at that, Victor. That is amazing.
I can't believe it's still hanging on. It's gonna roll.
Oh my God! Oh, damn!
It was going right for you. I used you as a target. It almost stayed on course. I knew once it got so far that it would bust off, and you know what I'm talking about, Matt, and roll in. And that's what it did. But I was amazed, as you saw by my reaction. The only reason a couple of reasons why that tree came out like that, and it was looking at the crown. Did I mention looking at the crown? Yeah. If you're doing any of this freaking type of work, stop staring at your curves in the back cut. Look at your crowns. Watch your crown. Your crown will move way before you see your crown or your curve lift. I'm guilty of it, but that's when I know I gotta lean, right? If you're trying to do something a little tricky and you're trying to, do some stuff, just watch the crown. It tells you everything. So we're just talking, Josh was just asking about that heavy leaner that we did, the little alder tree we did on the I'm gonna try this 5700 again. I call it a 5700, it's a 570. That's what it is. Pretty good. Great big long chip. Look at that, friends. Look at what's coming out of it. See that? Pretty good chip. Really good chip. And that's out of the maple. Nice as well. Wow, good looking. Look at that. Really nice chip. Big long ones. So let's take a look at that. It wasn't running that, it wasn't sharp the other day. It just wasn't. I just kind of filed it up. Here's what we got. Oh, this looks really good. Really good. Look from the side, friends. See? We're way down on the chain, but looks similar to that one that we looked at the other day. That's cutting really nice. It's probably a little hungry. The next filing will probably smooth it out a little bit better. But look at the line on the tooth. Where is it? Right there, look, see? I'm pretty much in line with the sideline. They give you the sideline too, right? They give you the top line and the sideline. See it there? See it? So, friends, you know, there's nothing wrong with going with what they give you. It's a chain company. I think they know what they're doing. So, I kick back a little bit from the... this one, I always come back a little depending on the wood I'm in. You'll notice I'm back just a bit. Sorry, friends. You see there? Sorry. The cell phone kind of... Anyways, yeah. Yeah, just playing around. Cut nice. Cut real nice. No, not a massive... 57 cc's, so it's not a massive saw. I like the 850s. The 81 is stupendous. The 1010s. I mean, friends, that's a big piece of wood. That piece of wood right there is probably 24 inches. Sure it is. That for sure it is. That's a great big piece of wood. So let's look. 8. It is. It's 24 inches. 8 times 3 is 24. Actually, it's 9 spread on the fingers. So, yeah. Nice little saw. Nice little saw. Yeah. 28-inch bar. Skip tooth. Hand file. Good evening. We don't temporarily do that around fences and homes because if you lose it, it's no big deal. But whenever you get an opportunity to practice that cut first, that's something fallers have been doing for years on little pieces of wood. I push limits sometimes on bigger woods just to do it for a long time, but it's not necessary. small wood because you got no room for wedges.
Right.
That back cut, man, I'm telling you, slip that back cut in, set that wedge, and set it. Set it. Look, crack it over. Give it a good 3 good hard cracks. And then just be careful you don't cut your corners because it'll leave. It'll go the wrong way instantly if you cut your corner. Maintain your hinge and start tapping. And you can bring stuff, man, you'd be surprised, you know. Right? So, welcome to BUCKI'STOCK. Who are you? Where are you from? How you doing, brother? What do we got?
It's Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
How you
Thanks
doing,
for
brother?
coming, brother.
It's a good trip.
Yeah. How was it? How was it?
We had a little bit of construction, a little bit of traffic. Other than that, it just we left the house right at 8 o'clock and we got here at 9:10. That's 13 hours and something.
Oh, so that was a trip.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning to 9:10 last night.
Who's the brains of the operation?
This is Alyssa, my girlfriend.
Where are you from?
North Carolina. Yesterday, about 8 hours in, I said, whoever's idea this was to drive Indiana's an idiot.
I love it. What do you need, partner? Hatchets. That I don't know. You know what old Bug and Billy Ray's thinking about right now? Oh yeah, I love it. I was self-taught. A lot of my stuff was I'm self-taught. It's that plain and simple. I was self-taught falling. Thanks, Josh. I never had nobody showing me nothing. I just didn't. I didn't have it. I didn't have my old man saying over top of me, oh, am I getting that straightened out? You know? Didn't have it. So, but remember back in the story there when I told you I spun my head on right and started to live? These stupid things were in the bush was calling me. It was like, I gotta get my hands dirty. I need to get my hands dirty. I was in sales. Can I put a cuff on those for you, sir? Those pants for you? I sold men's, yeah, I did, brother. I sold men's clothing. That's enough of that. I was in sales because I could flop my guns with the best of them, right? So sales is something that makes money. You gotta support this habit I got. So, but I wanted to learn about this. I always, as a kid growing up, forestry was something I thought, because I wasn't a schoolboy, that forestry would be good for me. It would work good for me. You know. So it did. It really did. But I've always loved old things. So when I spun my head on, I quit my job. I wanted to get my hands dirty. I wanted to roll around and do something. Just let me tell you this. This sounds silly, but I've done it for you. I've gone through the sideways cutting. I've gone through the, why is this doing this? Why I just filed my power saw. Why is this freaking thing not cutting on an angle in small wood? But when I dig into a bigger piece of wood, it goes halfway through the log and then it's not going any farther. Why is that happening to me? There's a couple reasons. I'm telling you to flip your bars I don't know how much cutting you do, but I flip my bar every day when I'm falling. Every day. Because I grind chain. When I'm falling in timber in the bush, I grind chain. So I'm in the bush, I put my 6.5 in. We're only allowed to work 6.5. So I just work straight through and I eat my lunch on the way downhill. So I'll take my bar off at the end of the day. I'll take my chain off because even if it's sharp or not, I take because it's grind. So the sharper it is, the duller it gets, right, guys? Anything that's really, really sharp dulls up fast. We all know this crap. I don't want to waste time on stuff you guys know. Okay? So that's just what it is. And if you're, and I think that you folks down here with these woods, I'd like somebody, if you have time, I may even do it while we're here today. Spencer, I think McGinty's somewhere around here. He's going to show up. I told him to bring some round chain. You know what round chain is, you guys? There might even be some here. The chisel's the square stuff. It's round. It's like round. This is, you know that. Wow, what happened to that thing? There, yeah, that exactly. It's kind of round, and it cuts. It cuts, but you have to approach it differently. But what the hell are you doing? Come here, you doing?
Good to see you, Bill. Thanks for coming. What is that? Round chain 28 skip. Or full, probably full, eh? Is it? That's just.
It's got a round edge.
Oh, okay, so that's like what they. Okay, yes, thank you. That's about as round as we're probably going to get. Okay, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. So this is got round chain, and what it is, guys, at the corner, the working corner. Everybody, I wish we had a big screen. The working corner is the top of the freaking chain. It's right at the top. It's where the side and the top meet. It's called your working corner. You can have, Buckin talks about the gullet, get the gullet all the time, right? You can have as much of that gullet out as you want. You can dig down into the strap. If you don't have your working corner done, you're folding over and you're cutting nothing and you're chattering, you're biting, you're stomping around. And this is fun stuff. Power saws are fun, man. I fired this thing up, this old 1010 here. The other day I gave it a little scrub and polished it up and hit the rakers with my little Carlton. And I went through this stuff over here like butter. I was standing there with a 20-inch bar. You've seen it on the video. It's fun. This should be fun. Cutting wood is fun. You shouldn't suffer. You shouldn't suffer running your power saw and get frustrated. Throwing this. I gotta figure this out. This ain't good. Yes, it's good for you. Just try some different things. Keep your bars flipped. If you're out all day cutting firewood all day, flip the freaking bar at the end of the day. Take your chain off. Let's go. Okay, there's the nipple there for grease. So nipple in. This is my little thing. Nipple in, so I need nipple out. When I go back on, I'm going nipple out. It's just what I do. Nipple. Nipple. Okay, fine. I was trying to be. I don't think he really hears me. I think he's looking at my necklace. He's figuring a way he can chop it off. So what I was going to say with the round chain, it might be more forgiving for you guys in this hardwood. I know that chisel's good and it bites and that, but here's the deal. It's going to stay sharper long. Now, this is my own opinion. I think you should be using a raker gauge, friends. I do. I think you should be using a raker gauge, especially in hardwood. Softwood's a bit more for cedar. Like we cut them big freaking 8 and 10 foot cedars down. They're beautiful. You just whop me with one finger. It's soft wood. You know, I know your stuff's different down here. I came here and felt it. I know it's different. I was like a fish out of water, to be quite frank. Barber chairs. Oh, damn! I thought that was opened up enough. There's an inch of hidwood going great big. What the hell's going on down here? You guys are weird. So it's different. The timber's different. So all the cotton's different. And I get that big time. And I understand why you guys, I still don't understand I understand why it's done. I just do. I understand why it's done because I'm a cutter. But you guys come in, I'm a humble man. I'm a humble, which means undercut, in and then under. There's a reason for that for us in merchable timber. When you're falling merged timber, you can't have this big face cut on the log. That's money. That's money. And it looks stupid. Somebody's got to pay for that to be bucked down at the dry land sort. So we dress it up in the bush. That's our job. So when we're out falling and that's a beauty, you know, that's nice. That's somebody's money you're screwing with. That's somebody's bank account. So when we're up there cutting timber, it's serious business. You break something. I see it with logger wade too, and the veneer woods and stuff. You don't want to break stuff. You feel bad when you break wood and peel wood. It's not, you know, so I get why you guys come in straight and do this great big huge bird mouth. I get it now. And and if anybody's doing, you guys are getting into the tree service. If you're chunking wood out, I was literally trained. I got sent up my first tree by a guy who literally, we known each other since kindergarten. Troy Avenger, if you ever watch this brother, I love you like a brother. I get emotional thinking about the man. He was on my shoulders in grade 1. He fell off my shoulders, smacked his tooth right out on the freaking gym floor, knocked his tooth right out. Like, we go way back. He sent me up my first tree in his yard. Cat's paw, old manila. None of these dingly jingly things. It was a piece of leather and pole spurs. It was just, that's the way it was. So I said, is this right? You know, is this right? Just look at these, yeah. Time trees the whole life, right? Just not with power saws in here. So, but what I want to go back to saying is, when you're chunking wood out, and as most of you know, I'm not really the how-to dude on the channel, and I don't get too into it. You got to watch if you want to learn something from me. You really got to watch, because I'm not Mr. Demonstration. At least I don't think so. Some people say I am, but I kind of do it on the fly. I do it on the fly, if that makes sense. So, open them freaking cuts up and clean them out. Bottom line, open those freaking cuts up and clean out your Dutchmans. If you're dropping wood out of the sky, if you look inside that undercut and you think I was a little Dutchy that ain't gonna screw nothing up, you're wrong. You know, everybody does their own thing, but I am a hands-on dude. I'm always out in the bush, on the back of the tailgate. That was actually my first video on YouTube, was on the tailgate. I don't know if you remember it. It was stupid. It wasn't very good. But it helped some people, so that's good. So, one thing I find, this will be funny. Let's get the, where's that piece of wood I was using? Right there. Would you mind, Waldo, grabbing that chunk of 2x10, 8, whatever that thing is? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this saw. It's not dull, but I'm going to use it as a test for this thing right now, because I'm going to have to push a little harder on some of this. I just want to test this out right now with this. So when I file a power saw, I usually lay on it like this. So you're probably going to be in the vise. Watch yourselves on this, okay, you guys? It's sharp. It'll take you to open you right up real quick. So I actually file like this. I rest my chest. We used to joke in the summer doing firewood. You know, when a firewood claim, you'd have, the old Huskies had the flat back. It's nice to have a flat back. That's why, like the Macs too, they got the flat back. It's easy to lay your chest on. I file both-handed. I don't flip the saw around. I file one way, I file the other way with this hand. Okay. It's really handy. What'd you do, love? Shoulder?
They're not sure.
You got a sore shoulder, don't you? I do not empathize. Oh man, I've been there. That
yeah,
sucks.
well, you were spending your night in the ER last night. I was spending mine in the ER last night.
Did it freeze up on you?
No, they 2 weeks ago thought I pulled muscles in the shoulder, and then turned around, and now they think I pulled a disc or torn muscle or pinched a nerve. They're not sure.
Do you know what? They're not sure, and they won't be sure. No, it's true. I've had chronic shoulder issues. I've never felt better in my life with physical work and living right. I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying this. I struggled with that. I was 11 pounds 3 ounces when I was born. Naturally, 3 days with my mom. Hang with me. Listen, I'm just straight up goods. I was 11.3 when I was born. They finally came in and dislocated my shoulders and popped me out and popped them back in.
Done! I can't wait!
I put some together.
Yeah!
And I said, well, why not take them up there and see how you throw them?
Give me some time. Give me a few minutes. We're going.
And then I had a couple other questions on these.
You're going to get them answered. And that's why.
Black and red?
It is.
Black and red?
Because I feel made his freaking day. So the time is way more important to me than this. Truly, it is. This is so cool. So cool. Okay. Motorcycle.
Yeah. Do it for him. Let's go. Walk in. It's PS.
PS or is it PS?
It's cycle.
Yeah.
PSY.
CHO. Yeah, it is. You know what? You please, you need to go home and give him a great big smacker for me on the kisses, okay? Please, give him a hug. Give him a hug. I think they do.
Hey, you made me do it. So.
Motorcycle, brother, your spirit is here. Okay?
That is good. That was good. Give her a sign. mean by the